In 1899, Illinois was one of the leading states to establish a new children's court.
The purpose was to offer treatment and care to delinquent youth rather than just punishing them.
Key ideas behind the juvenile justice system.
Children are not adults. They don't have the ability to make decisions like adults and need to be treated differently. Tough responses can still be given, but different from adults.
Professionally trained people need to work with children to change their path in life.
Placing children in adult prisons made children more antisocial and likely to commit future crimes.
Rehabilitation could rescue them from life of crime.
We will take you through an example of juvenile crime committed by a 14-year-old boy named Brandon.
You will see what is involved in selecting the appropriate punishment.
What factors are taken into consideration?
The outcome of the case and life of Brandon afterwards.
Let's begin.
Let's start with Brandon's background. Brandon is the youngest of 3 children. His parents are divorced and he lives with his mother and stepfather. He has a good relationship with them, although at times he is quiet and moody. Toward the end of 8th grade, Brandon stopped attending school and will need to repeat the grade. Brandon's friends take a golf cart and ride around it. No formal charges were filed, but the boys agreed to complete 8 hours of community service in the neighborhood. They complete the service hours.
Brandon commits the following crime: burglary. Brandon's friend Colin knows that a family is gone from their home for the weekend. The boys go to the house, climb in the window, steal jewelry, and run away. The family discovers the missing jewelry and calls the police. The stolen jewelry is recovered from the boys. The jewelry is returned to the family. The boys are charged with burglary. Burglary is the unlawful entering of a place with the intent to commit a theft or felony.
As a judge, the concerns I have are that Brandon has committed many other crimes in the past and has admitted to doing so, pretending that he is innocent. These crimes consist of lighting a firecracker and throwing it in the middle of a group of people, and assaulting a boy at a school by punching and beating him up. As a judge, I have concerns about: is he guilty? Was he forced to do this, and or is it his fault or his friend's fault?
My sentencing options as a judge can be tricky. I must make sure the punishment fits the crime, as some punishments may be too harsh. Considering the amount of crimes Brandon has committed, there will be a severe punishment in his future. I also must consider some questions about Brandon's past to discover which crime he should have the worst punishment for, and if he should take special classes to help him relax and never think about committing a crime again.
As a judge, I need to ask myself questions about Brandon's history before sentencing him. Brandon has 3 offenses so far, and each was getting more serious. I need to think about if some jail time is necessary, or if probation would be enough to help keep Brandon out of trouble again. I also will need to think about the probation officer's report, which says that he tends to follow others. Finally, I will see if he can benefit from counseling to work out issues about his parents' divorce, his feelings about his father, and school.
Let's see what happened at the hearing.
Brandon admitted to me that he was sorry about getting into trouble again. I told Brandon that he was going to spend 3 hours in jail as a warning to what would happen if he did another crime. I also ordered Brandon to attend 1-day adult prison program to talk to other inmates and learn about their long prison sentences and see what it was like in jail from their perspective. He had to complete 30 hours of community service and take classes on anger management and youth and the law.
Since Brandon's felony, he has been out of trouble on his probation, and his officer has written him a recommendation for an early release. At age 17, Brandon now works at an auto service store and has stayed out of trouble.
If the juvenile courts were never created, the outcome of Brandon's case would have been different and more severe.
The case would have been based only on the facts, and his personal background would play no part in the sentencing process. In addition, the focus would not have been on rehabilitation and reform.
His crimes would be public record, and he would most likely serve jail time instead of the many options that were offered to Brandon. Going forward, the juvenile court system must continue to focus on reform over just punishment, like Lucy Flower and other reformers discovered.
Although the juvenile court system lacks resources, the system must find a way to counsel, guide, and treat children.
The system must continue to focus on the best interest of the child. Make sure the punishment appropriately fits the crime.